David, Greece, Finland,
Yep.
best opportunity ever. I'm been convinced from a long time out that Michael O'Neill and Northern Ireland are going to do it. Do you agree?
I certainly do. I think they've got the right blend of experience and youth at the minute. We've got a good backbone to the team. More importantly, the two experienced centre halves now, Macaulay and Johnny Evans. This isn't being any disrespect to any of the other lads in the squad, but if you get them two fit, Steve Davis, obviously Chris Bird's going to miss the game, and more importantly, if you got somebody who can put the ball in the back of net like Lafferty's doing at the minute, you've always got a chance of not only getting a result in the game but hopefully winning the game. So that seems to be right at the minute. It is our best opportunity for obviously the 1986 World Cup. We've never been to the European Championships. We've come close maybe a couple of times and sort of threatened it a little bit, but this is, and the players, I'm sure the players understand that. I know Michael is fully aware, what this is going to mean, not just to the team and the supporters, but the whole country, as a country as a whole, because it seems to sort of be uniting everybody. Everybody's getting behind the team at the minute. The new stadium's going to be it's looking well at the minute. It's going to look absolutely fantastic when it's done, and say what they're doing now is getting everybody together, getting the feel-good factor of the Northern Ireland general public, and you can see that when you turn up and watch Northern Ireland play these days.
It's almost like a mirror image to you, I know, and I'm not going to say he was good as you because, Kyle, you weren't as good as young Healy. But, as you say, when you get a player in form, Laverty's hitting the net, you were hitting the net, that it doesn't matter what level you play at. If you have somebody scoring, you have a chance. You
certainly do, and Kyle's doing that, and similar sort of mirrors sort of what I was doing at the club level. So a lot of the time I wasn't playing at club level. Kyle's not playing at club level at the minute, but he seems to be coming in. He's bringing in that, which he always has done. He comes in with, he sort of ignites a dressing room because the way he is, he's a bit of a clown at times. But when he's on it, and and I know Michael's spoken to him, he's a fantastic fella. But at times, he used to take things, to the extreme where, the banter. Everybody loves a bit of banter, especially football banter. And Kyle, sometimes that sort of was a sideshow, but now he's got his head on. I think he's settled down now and is like, he's got a good club in Norwich, albeit he's not playing well. And you can see the benefits of that. Michael has handled that situation fantastically well, where it would have been easy maybe for Michael coming into the start of campaign. Maybe he did have his doubts about who was going to start. So that was a big call. I know leaving, making substitutions and players out of the squad's a big call, but showing the faith he did in Kyle, and Kyle certainly repaid that with not only the goals, but the performances in the the campaign.
I also look as well to the likes of, for me, Steve Davis. I've always been a big admirer of Steve Davis. He's quality, he leads, he does the very simple things, he does them well. He
does. Again, when he plays for whatever club he's always played at, he's probably been the best footballer. I know people sort of think I might be a bit mad, or maybe I might be a bit biased when I say that about Steve, but technically he's an incredible footballer. He plays week in, week out now in the Premier League, and a strong Southampton team who did, fantastically well last year. They're doing okay this year, but he's not one of them where he seeks a glory or ever seeks to be noticed. He just goes along with his job, does his job to the best he can, and the best he can do, it's always 100%. And if he's playing at 100% and having good games for whatever club, or especially Northern Ireland, we've always got a chance of winning the game because he can see that defence split and pass.
You'd be delighted for Michael O'Neill. Of course, Michael O'Neill retired you, the so-and-so, but at the same time, Michael couldn't buy a result whenever he started off his tenure, and now look at this. And he deserves it because you gave us a wee indication in the earlier interview about the fact he's meticulous. Yeah. He knows the teams inside out, and he has respect for every team Northern Ireland play.
He certainly does. You say, whether Michael retired me or not, maybe it was a joint decision. Well,
blame him anyway, all right.
I'll blame Michael. I blame Michael on a couple of occasions, but the job he's done has been considered. I was part of the first campaign that he was in, and the Luxembourg games, the Azerbaijan games, the Israel game. These were all huge disappointment. I think somebody even asked him after one of the games, it was the most disappointing result we've ever had in international football. And I'm racking my brains thinking, well, we drew with the Faroes, 7 years ago, or we lost away in Albania 10 years ago. So for him to not only bounce back and show, his character, he's set out in a way then going into this campaign, and I know he had the teams watched because, he does, and I speak to him. I had watched players in England for him, some players he might have been playing against, some of the other Northern Ireland boys, and I know he had scouts watching Faroe Islands, the Greases, the Hungaries, the Romanias. He sent scouts to watch not only the team as a country when they were playing, but individual players to see the strengths, see their weaknesses for when it did come to playing. So, say meticulous, he's thoughtful. People talk about the Faroe Islands game. People, sending off changed the game, but Michael straight away sensed the opportunity. There was a chance here that we were going to, so straight away put Josh McGuinness on, win a 4-4-2. And people say that sending off changed the game, but maybe the formation change that Michael had straight away thought would give us a better opportunity to win the game. Maybe that was why we won the game, because he was bright enough and clever enough to know what he was going to do when the opportunity arose.
Now, obviously, Greece arrive and they're basically on a hiding to nothing. Are we putting too much pressure on the team to think that maybe Northern Ireland could beat Greece and settle it instead of having to go to Finland looking for anything?
Michael certainly not believe that Greece are just turning up here just for a walkover, because I think now with the Greek people, obviously it's been well documented that Greece are going through a tough time financially, for the country. So I think for them a little bit of national pride will be on, show for them. They did go to Romania, a tough place to go, and showed, why I think they were number one seeds in the group. Mm-hmm. So they showed that, which we have to be wary of. They have got rid of the manager, Ranieri, who has taken the Premier League by storm somehow. But the Greek team now will be coming with a new manager, a new belief, and a new pride in their game. So it will be difficult. We are missing a sort of 3 key players, but that also then gives the other players an opportunity to not only go in for this game. People always say, play well in one cup, it just leads to your second, your third, and your fourth, and onwards and that. So they're playing for a chance not only for this next game, but for the game after, and then hopefully the European Championships when we do qualify. So, there's going to be a lot of desire and passion for the 3 players who do come in and replace the others.
Interesting, you talk about having a great spine with a wee bit of experience, but yet Michael O'Neill's done well in bringing in some several unsung heroes, so to speak, who have fitted into the mould, fitted into the pattern of play, and have been superb right throughout the campaign.
Yeah, you can say about the unsung hero, Conor McLaughlin. He's playing at a League One, and again, no disrespect. It was a club that I had worked with and have fond friends at Fleetwood. He stepped into the international, arena as if it's just playing for Fleetwood in front of 2,000 or 3,000. So he's been one. I think he's taken a few pats in the back over the past little while. Little Shane Ferguson, your Lafferty stole the show. Chris Bird doesn't always, gain.
He's the new man when he puts on the green shirt too.
Well, Birdie's one of them. I know any club he's ever played, Birdie's been one of them where he hasn't always played at club level too a lot of the time. But any time he ever turns up, I think he's put 70 or 80 caps now for Northern Ireland, and he still looks so fresh and young. So he'll be a huge miss. But there's so many. Michael McGovern come in, disappointing obviously with the goal he conceded, but Michael's a strong character. He came in for the other games and done so well. So to see him make that mistake was slightly disappointing. But he's come in and proved that he's a really good goalkeeper, and it's what Michael wants. He wants competition for places.
Will we beat Greece?
I think we'll beat Greece, and I don't like saying that because some of my football pickings at times is not very good. But I think we've more than enough, especially with the supporters we have at Windsor Park. Hopefully we'll do enough. But you don't want it to going down to the Finland game where it's under pressure away from home. So hopefully we get the job done against Greece.